on 3 different record labels. Atlantic with a group called Vinegar Joe, and I worked with him on Island Records, and I worked with him on EMI Records. And here he is in the Northwest with Radio People. And here's another guy that I worked with, Richard Marks, who did quite a few records and performances up here. On the bottom, we have Led Zeppelin, Jimmy Page, and Robert Plant on stage in 1969 on July the 4th at the Atlanta Pop Festival.
You took this, right?
Yeah, of course, of course. This picture here is Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame drummer Alan White. From Yes. And he also played with John Lennon on John Lennon's biggest hits. He also played with George Harrison on George Harrison's biggest hits. But he moved to Seattle and married a Seattle girl, and we became best friends with Midori and I. So on the other side here, we'll swing on the other side. This is EMI Gold Record, Platinum Record on Queensryche. It was a Queensryche band from Seattle, and it is platinum. This is their first platinum record, and this is their award ceremony. That's me. This is the band members, and they're a heavy metal band. Down here we have Red Hot Chili Peppers when they were in Seattle doing an in-store at Peaches Records, and here's their gold record from that event. And down below that is a TV show I did in Memphis, Tennessee. There's Al Green in the background, and this is George Klein, who is Elvis Presley's best friend. And I did a TV video. So we move along. Red Hot Chili Peppers again. And here's me with Yes. Steve Howe and John Anderson. Here's me with
Huey Lewis.
Huh?
Huey Lewis.
Huey Lewis.
Tower of
yes.
Power.
There you go. Down here is a high school friend of mine, Keith Sykes, that is a very good friend of Midori and I. As we move along, here's Richard Marx's triple platinum record called Repeat Offender that I was awarded. There's my name there, if you can see. Above it is a picture I took from the July the 4th concert in Atlanta, Georgia at the July the 4th Atlanta Pop Festival. We swing back on the other way, and there's another picture I took at the July the 4th Atlanta Pop Festival in 1969 of Mr. Johnny Winter. And a great picture of him. Below we have Don Nix and Larry Raspberry and I. And next we have a gold record ceremony for Dan Hill with a couple of radio disc jockeys. Here's one of the first gold records I was awarded in the summertime when the weather was fine. So we move forward here, and above it is a picture I'm going to give to you. Is Steve Cropper on stage at the 1969 at the Atlanta Pop Festival. And below that is the platinum record of Pretty Women that had about 5 hit singles from it. Yep. Richard Gere, and who was the girl's name?
Julia Roberts.
Robert Gere, yeah. So here we have a homemade bikini contest that was judged by Corey Hart, and that's me there. It was a radio station sponsor. Corey was a good friend of mine. Here's Corey Hart. Sunglasses at Night was his big hit. Here's from the Seattle Mariners baseball game with MC Hammer, Robbie Neville, who sang the national anthem and the international baseball star Ken Griffey Jr. And that's me beside him there. So we'll come over here real quickly. That's me again. Me and Corey Hart, Red Hot Chili, Sunglasses at Night. Down here, this is going to take an explanation. And this is a softball jersey that was given out. There's a club in New Orleans called a Warehouse. And it was a rock club, the equivalent to the big clubs in New York, in Los Angeles, San Francisco, the Fillmores, and any group that would come to the States, the Who, Led Zeppelin, whoever it was, they would always play at the Warehouse, Fillmore East, Fillmore West. And here's a picture of me wearing that jersey. And all the groups that I went through the New Orleans Warehouse with, the Allman Brothers, Black Oak, Arkansas, King Crimson, Alamo, a Memphis group, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Yes, Close to the Edge, and I went there with Led Zeppelin. To the right, you have a picture of me standing in front of the famous Stax Records marquee, and below that is the Stax Records logo.
これかっこいい。
Hi. Moving over here, we have the original picture of Yes. It was an Atlantic Records press photo. And I got that like in 71. Below that is a classic platinum record. This is the platinum record from Star Wars, the soundtrack. The original soundtrack by the London Symphony Orchestra. That's a picture of me doing and below that is a Led Zeppelin gold record. Hi. We swing across. And again, a picture of me and Corey Hart, one of my good friends. This is a group called EMF. They were a British group, and I can't remember the name of the song they had right now, but it was a monster hit. It was a platinum record. Next to that, we have me and members of the 35th anniversary of Yes in Seattle, when all members got together for the 35th anniversary concert. Below that is me working for Stax Records, and I'm in my Stax Records basketball jersey. Next to that is a group we had on EMI Records by Vixen. Below that is some of the radio people in Seattle that helped make that hit. Above that, we have Emerson, Lake and Palmer, which I spoke of earlier. That's an official press photo from Atlantic Records. Below it, we have a platinum record of Bobby McFerrin. Don't worry, be happy. The monster hit that he had that started out on the jazz charts but ended up on the top 40 charts. Below that is me and Bobby doing something. And below that is me at the entrance of Atlantic Records in New York City, 1841 Broadway. We'll go back up to the top here. And there's original press picture from the Rolling Stones, as I had worked during that era with their album called Sticky Fingers. Below that, we have a David Bowie gold record, Never Let Me Down. Below that is a classic picture, which is Robert Plant on stage. As he lifts the mic, there's Jimmy Page beside him. Led Zeppelin and Atlanta Pop Festival. And he looks like a poster board for Viagra there, if you look close, if you know what I mean. Back up here is the original marquees. Don Nix, Steve Cropper, Duck Dunn's in the back. That's the old Stax Records studio group. Next to that is Roxette, a Swedish rock group that had the #1 hit called You've Got the Look. And below that, we have me with the group here in the Northwest. Come back up here, the very top. That's a couple of radio people and I. As we move to the left here, we got Glass Tiger Gold, a gold record on a Canadian group called Glass Tiger. Here is an original press photo of the Eagles. Back when they were a four-piece group, had Peaceful, Easy Feeling and Take It Easy.
グレンフライ。
Okay. As we move around, we're going to get into some old age here. These are singles when 45s were conquering. This is Peter McCann. Do You Want to Make Love? Over here, we have come with a very big record, one of my most precious records, Robert Palmer on EMI Records.
はいはいはい。
And he won the MTV Artist of the Year that year. That's a picture of he and I backstage. We move over here. We have Dan Hill. Do you sometimes when we touch? Dan Hill. Below that, me receiving the Promotion Man of the Year award for EMI Records. Me and John Bonham of Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
And below that was me receiving the gold records for Hot Buttered Soul by Isaac Hayes. Now, if we swing around behind us here, we're almost at the end. I'll swing around here. This is a Stax basketball jersey.
Yeah.
We saw me wearing the jersey earlier, and that's me when I worked for Stax Records. And if you come across here at the front, that's me, Larry Raspberry, and Don Nix. Below that is Steve Crawford.
さっきやった。
And if you move down to the left-hand corner, is the albums I promoted for Stax Records, Booker T and the MGs, Larry Raspberry and the High Steppers, Don Nix, and Big Star. All records that were big for Stax Records. And here we have a very famous album, Fragile, by Yes. That was a gold record. We'll just move quickly here. John Fogerty on stage at the Atlanta Pop Festival. He was a lead singer in the Creedence Clearwater Revival Band. And that's Doug Clifford, the drummer, playing behind him on stage. He did songs like Green River and so forth. Here's a picture I took of Robert Palmer, one of my favorites, doing an interview in Portland, Oregon. And he was so easy to work with. As we move over here, that's the same picture. But thank you so much for looking, and we hope you come back.
素晴らしい。Thank you.
Aye, aye.